better now.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, you were coming through like a freaking robot, bro.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think it's because I had my Beats Bluetooth to my laptop and my microphone plugged in.
Oh, okay. What kind of mic you
So,
got?
Yeti.
Okay. I need to get you one of these kind. The Yetis they don't do as good as these.
Yeah, it was cheap. That was the only reason I got it.
Right? Oh man. It's about time you got on this.
Right?
Right? So for those who are looking at this beautiful young man's face, this is Dalton Klimp. This is the brother of my girlfriend, and
That's me.
now, as of about an hour ago, the host of the Klimpcast.
Yes.
That's awesome, dude. You said it was like a couple weeks ago you told me that you were wanting to start another one up because you had one before, right? A
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah, I did one with a buddy, and I thought about just restarting it, but the name, because we're both named Dalton, we called it D squared, so it just didn't go right with if it's just me.
Right.
So I was like, I'll just start a new one.
Could have just put it as the Lonely D and been like a romance. Never
Right?
mind. So what are you gonna cover? You gonna do sports and just general
Yeah,
news? Yeah.
probably try to do more sports. Hopefully, we'll have fall football season, so I can do that.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about a lot was the football season coming up and how you thought things might go if we have a season. Like, who are your favorites, you think?
Yeah. Um, I think the Seahawks have a good chance of actually being contenders this year, just
Okay.
because they've played free agency and off season very well, just with trades, and then Russell Wilson's looking better than ever, in my opinion.
That's funny you said that because on my fantasy football one with my buddy Scott, he mentioned Russell possibly winning like MVP or something. And I'm just like, I haven't heard from him. And like, he's always steadily good, but you just never hear like, because all the offseason you hear about Kyler Murray or you hear about Tom going to Tampa and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he's just in the background, like, by the way, guys, I'm here. And,
Yeah.
so, um, yeah, I can see the Seahawks still being good. Like my buddy mentioned, San Francisco will be good, but they probably won't go as far. Tampa and New Orleans are both scary in the South.
Yeah.
Uh,
Tampa, I think their season depends on their defense, on how well their defense performs.
right. And they obviously have the offense,
Oh yeah, for sure.
like a scary offense now.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
scared being a Falcons fan.
oh, I bet. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
funny. I forgot you're a Falcons fan. Oh, that's not a good division right now for you.
No, not at all.
But you at least have third place on lockdown because Carolina's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're just gonna run the ball with Christian McCaffrey every
That's it.
play and hope it
Every
works.
play. This might be a bad season for him. I know a lot of people. I mean, he's the number one running back, but you have no passing game. That dude's gonna
Yeah.
get hit hard a lot.
Yeah, and he's gonna get wore out for how
Yep.
much he's gonna have to work.
Yeah. So for those who are doing fantasy league, make sure you have a good number two because by the end of the season, he's gonna be burnt out.
Yeah.
Um, Speaking of football, though, did you watch any of the XFL when it was going earlier this year?
I did.
So did I, and I thought it was really good. Did you hear about what the most recent news for it?
Yes, I did with The Rock and
The
some
Rock
other
and his company.
partners.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
his ex-wife. They and someone else, I guess, but they bought it. That surprised the crap out of me.
Yeah, I was not when I saw, XFL bought, I was definitely not expecting to read The Rock.
Right? And of course, I'm like in pure wrestling fashion, it has to be some kind of wrestler buying it, but whatever. I'm really excited about it though because when I heard it was going under and it was bankrupt, it bummed me out because they put on a good product.
Oh
And it
yeah.
was a hell of a lot better than that. What was that? The AAF or whatever it was.
Yeah. Yeah, that
So-
one was not good.
No, it was not good at all. So I'm excited. I'm hoping they have it. I don't think they'll have it ready for this coming up year 21, but probably 22 they'll
Yeah.
have it. But
I think he's gonna do really good with it.
oh yeah, the dude's a genius. Like everything he touches turns into platinum.
Oh, yeah.
So he's definitely got that going. So we'll see how that goes. But I like the background there. You're in your new apartment finally.
Yeah, I don't know what it's gonna be. Yeah, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it. It's a sign that says or a flag that says Stone Cold Country by the Grace of God behind me.
I like that.
I got my 3 American flags up.
America.
Yeah.
America.
Can never have too many.
And good old boy. Because those that don't know, Dalton is attending Auburn University.
War Eagle.
So we can't all be good, but
Oh, okay.
I mean,
just wait. We're gonna be
not
the
a Gator,
underdogs that
but
come out on top. I know it.
no, you're just gonna be under everybody else. That's all it is.
No.
But no, that's really awesome, man. It's a great university. So
I enjoy it.
You're gonna do really well there, I'm sure. And what are you studying for?
Business management.
That's right, business management. So that's right. So you can run my cigar lounge. I remember now.
Exactly.
Yeah. You're running my business for me. I'm just gonna sit in the back, make money, and smoke cigars. So
manage the employees, so I don't have to do any work
either. Exactly. You're gonna be sitting in there with me. And from what I heard, what's her name? Lena can bartend. So we already got one bartender. We're good to go. It's a family business. We're set.
Exactly. We're just gonna be millionaires and not have to work.
Oh, I wish. This would be our job right here. We'll just do this.
I'm fine with it.
So you had the idea when I asked you to finally be on. You heard us do the recast or the casting of the video games.
Yep.
So you had the idea of possibly you and I recasting the Avengers.
Yeah. I knew it'd be a challenge. That's why I wanted to do it.
Way to pick the best casted series in the history of film.
Yep.
like it went up, and when you split them up for us, we each got 5 Avengers to recast. And I got real nervous that you were going to give me Iron Man because you can't pick another Iron Man aside from Robert.
That one, I just got it down to the point where I'm like, who can do it the most justice?
Right.
Compared to Robert Downey Jr. Like, no one can do it like him.
No, he is Iron Man.
Right.
And so, like, I spent like 3-4 days on this list. But to the point where I was doing so much research and stuff like that, every time I'd leave, like, and go home from work or something, I put on like Avengers or Iron Man. I'd be watching them. Well, now I gotta watch it. I was
doing the same thing.
So I want to start that. I want to get into that now. That way people can enjoy what we got, because I went a different road with probably 3 of them.
Okay.
And I'm hoping that people enjoy this. So we'll go back and forth. I'm going to start this one off, though, since it was your idea. We'll let you go last.
All right.
But my first one that you had me cast was Nick Fury. Nick Fury is currently played by Samuel L. Jackson, probably one of the best to ever play it. Nick Fury originally was a white guy.
Okay, I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, in the comics he was originally white, and there's actually a movie, was it like 80s or 90s, that was made called Nick Fury, and it was David Hasselhoff that played him.
Oh, wow, okay.
So I actually went with the white version, and I'm casting Thomas Jane, who played in The Punisher. He was in The Punisher that was filmed down here in Tampa. Pretty good look to him. So I'm hoping that.
Okay, I can agree with that.
So just throw a cigar in his mouth, put a patch over his eye, he's good to go.
Yep.
So what do you got for your first?
All right, I'll start out with Ant-Man, originally played by Paul Rudd. I went with Chris Pine.
From Star Trek series. Okay, yeah. That'd be a whole nother take on it too.
Yeah.
You're so used to the Paul Rudd goofiness, but Chris Pine's a great actor.
Yeah, I think they can extend that character a lot with Chris Pine.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's a great pick. I looked at him for a couple, but he just wasn't fitting what I was looking for. So my next one I'm going with is Thor, currently being played by Hemsworth, who's literally born to play Thor.
Yeah, I was very curious to see who you picked for this.
I almost just picked his brother, Liam.
Okay.
just because it's just the Hemsworths are so good and it's such a good look. But there's a guy that apparently he was actually someone that was up for the role, and that's Charlie Hunnam. He was in Sons of Anarchy.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. He has a great look. He's a good actor, and I'm sure he could probably do a pretty good job at it.
Yeah, I think he can definitely do the justice.
So hard. So that's probably who I'd end up sticking with. There's a couple others, but Charlie's the one I'm gonna go with.
Gotcha. All right, for my next one, Black Widow, I went with Keira Knightley, who played Elizabeth in the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
Right. Is it bad that the first thing I'm thinking of is if her butt's big enough? Like that's all I remember from
I
Scarlett
mean,
Johansson
that
was like
is a
walking away. Yeah.
qualification that has to be checked, but
Okay, Keira Knightley, definitely a good actress. I liked her in I don't know if you saw it, was King Arthur.
okay, yep.
She was in that. She was kick ass. That'd be a whole different take on it too. She'd probably do more of the spy stuff instead of the fighting
Yeah,
Scarlett did. That's a good pick. All
like
right,
I
that's good.
put hours
Oh,
into
I would
research
hope
and
so.
all
This was
kinds of
your
stuff.
idea. You gave me a brain aneurysm, dude. So, Hawkeye, one of my favorite Avengers.
Me too.
I'm a fan of bows and arrows as it is. For DC, Green Arrow is one of my all-time favorites. So I was glad you gave me Hawkeye. I thought about cheaping out and just going with Stephen Amell, who played Arrow in the TV show, but I was like, no. Instead, I cheaped out and I picked Colton Hayes, who played
Okay.
Arsenal in the TV show. And I almost wanted to pick him for Captain America because he's got that like perfect jawline, but I was like,
Yeah.
the dude's like 5'6", like he can't be
Yeah.
Captain America. Sorry. But
Yeah,
yeah,
but he
Colton
worked good with
Hayes,
Hawkeye.
he's definitely my Hawkeye.
Yeah, that's a good pick. All right, for my next, I did for Hulk, I did John Hamm.
Wow. For Mad Men, he's in a couple other things. That's a good pick. That's a real good pick.
Yeah, I feel like he almost fit the character perfectly, especially when you compare him to the other actors that have played Hulk.
I remember when they said they were recasting Edward Norton, I was real nervous because I like Edward Norton a lot. And then they picked Mark Ruffalo, who's mainly been known for like these romantic comedies. I'm like,
Yeah.
but as soon as I saw Avengers, I was like, oh, that is Bruce Banner.
Yes.
So, oh, that's a good pick though. Like Ham would give a whole different side of Ruffalo, fucking Banner. See, he's so good. I just call him Ruffalo.
Yep.
Okay, so these are the two that I'm most proud of because I went different with, and this one is Captain America. So I didn't go with Steve Rogers
Okay.
because a lot of people don't know in the comics before they gave Steve the serum, they tested the other serums on a lot of African Americans,
Oh,
and
okay.
only one survived. His name was Isaiah Bradley, and this dude went on to become a semi version of Captain America in the comics. But for that, I'm casting Shamar Moore, who's in SWAT. He was also in Criminal Minds. He's a
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. Now
dude.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I think he has the chops to carry a TV or a movie on his own. He has the
Yep.
looks to be in America, and he's jacked. So
Yeah, that's a really good pick.
appreciate that. Yeah.
All right. For me, for Black Panther, that was an interesting one. I went a little bit different way. I almost did Idris Elba,
Right.
but I don't know. I just didn't think he fit that role specifically. I think he's a little older too for the role. And so I did. His name is David Oyelowo. I probably butchered the crap out of that last name, but it's a Oyellowo.
What do we got? Oh, he's a British actor. United Kingdom, Selma, the Butler. Okay. Yeah. Ooh, he was in Red Tails also. Is that you? Jesus.
Oh.
Dang. Did your phone vibrate?
Yeah.
Buzz my ear. Yeah, that's a good pick. That's a real good pick because that's another one. Like you think Black Panther now, and you think of Chadwick, and it's hard to think of
Right.
anyone else. For Captain America, because I knew I wanted to go with the Bradley version, I almost picked Michael B. Jordan, but
Okay.
I just don't think he has the same like. I don't know. There's something that was missing. I think I'd like him
Yeah,
better.
I like your pick better.
Yeah, I'm happy with it. So my last one, you gave me Spider-Man. This one was
This one is
super,
interesting.
this one was super easy for me because
Oh,
I went
really?
yes, because I went with the Miles Morales version. So I
Oh,
think it's
okay.
awesome to see that.
Yeah.
And I'm picking Caleb McLaughlin. This little kid was in Stranger Things. If you've seen
I
that,
actually didn't watch that, so
dude, you're missing out.
I know
Anyway,
I really
kills
need
in
to see
Stranger Things. He's an awesome actor.
it.
But Caleb McLaughlin,
Okay, yeah. I can
yeah,
definitely see him as
right?
Spider-Man. Yep.
That would be my Spider-Man would be the Miles Morales version, and Caleb would be my My Spider-Man. So you got your last pick?
Let's pick Iron Man, the hardest of all.
I don't know how
So
you even tried.
I did so much research to the point I was looking at the audition tapes for Iron Man when
Oh,
they casted for it, which was actually really fun to watch RDJ's audition tape. So that was fun. So the only part they actually looked in at having him audition for it, but he decided not to. Hugh Jackman.
really?
Yeah,
That'd have been weird.
definitely would have been interesting. He would have
Yeah,
taken it a little different way,
yeah.
but I think he can
Probably
do
more
it justice.
serious. He could
Yeah.
have done it. So
Mhm.
Hugh Jackman, he wouldn't have to worry about getting as ripped as he did for Wolverine.
Right.
He'd be a lot more serious, not as playboyish as RDJ played it. It would still be good though.
hmm
All
And one
right.
thing that was interesting that I found, they actually almost cast Tom Cruise for the role
I
before they
saw
picked
that.
RDJ. Yep.
I saw that. I was looking up people who might have played just to get ideas, and I saw Tom Cruise for Iron Man, and I think I saw John Krasinski for Captain America was a chance. And I was like, ugh, I don't
Yeah.
know about that.
I,
But
Tom Cruise is a good action actor, but he just doesn't have the superhero like
mm-mm,
vibe to him.
exactly. What's his name tried for Captain America too? Chris Pratt, and
Yeah.
but they ended up saving him for uh, Guardians, obviously.
Yeah.
And some dude
Which
from
he
Michelle.
does that role really well.
Oh, he's amazing as Star Lord. Like that's the thing is though, from every character in that universe, all like from just the voice of Vin Diesel doing Groot, and I don't even like Vin Diesel, but still, it's like they killed every
Oh yeah.
casting on that series in that universe. So it's incredible. And when you had the idea, I was like, fuck, like how do we recast this? But I was like, all right.
Right.
But I like this is the third time on the podcast I'm doing something like this, and I just love casting and
It's
fantasy
so much
and
fun.
stuff
Like
like that.
after I watched the episodes where you guys did that, I'm like, I definitely got to do that with something
Right.
like that. It just looks fun.
Funny enough, I told my mom to wait to watch those two so I could watch with them. Every time one of the operators come, she didn't know video game, but the operator would come up. She's like, "Oh, I'd cast this person." I'm like, well, "Excuse me?" I was like, "I might have to do one with you just to see who you
Right?
pick. You don't even know who the operators are." But speaking of Siege, dude, when you gonna jump on with us?
Y'all want to play tonight? I'm down.
All right, maybe, but I'm busy working on my early access of UFC 4, bro.
Oh, okay.
You know, you know all
Yeah.
about UFC.
Yeah, yeah,
I
sadly I
called
do.
you
I've
out
been
on it.
practicing though. I've been practicing. I ain't
That
gonna let you
overhand
run 8.
uppercut. I ran. You were getting so heated.
I was getting heated. Cause
You
I'm
know,
gonna say it. You're not gonna agree with me, but I'm gonna say it. There were some BS wins on there for you.
I mean, when you get clipped, you get clipped. I'm sorry.
Well, I should have got some of my hits should have landed first when we threw at the same
Maybe,
time.
maybe, but um, this new one, dude, 4. Oh,
Yeah, I haven't even looked into it
it's
yet.
dirty. It
Oh, really?
feels it feels a lot more realistic, which is almost bad. So like
Yeah.
even with your blocking, those
Mhm.
punches slip in all the time,
Oh wow.
and it feels like it hits heavier. The kicks hit heavier, and you know about them leg kicks; they're coming in
Yep.
hot. So it's a lot of fun. But I'll message my group chat tonight, see if the guys are going to be on. They know I'm recording right now, but if they're going to be on, we'll jump into Siege, and
Sounds
we'll bring
good.
it.
I gotta give you a warning though. It's been a very long time since I played, so I'm
Yeah,
gonna be rusty.
that's all right. That's all right. We suck, dude. Don't
Okay.
think like we're awesome.
Okay,
We just
I
don't
wasn't sure
have
if I
fun.
was jumping into
All
a
right.
squad that was just like all
No,
stars or something.
no, it's just a 3 stack right now. The biggest thing is just communicate,
Yeah.
reinforce, and communicate. If you want to roam, at least reinforce first, and then just go.
Right.
We got it was a couple nights ago. My buddy Bliss and I were on. Josh was closing, and then he was playing UFC. We jumped in with just some random dudes, and we were just BSing the whole night and having a good time. And we were getting our butts kicked, but we didn't care. So every now and then, it's okay to have a night like that. But
Yeah, it's just having fun.
yeah, exactly. But okay, I'll definitely send that text out, see if they can get on tonight. And if they're not, then you and I'll jump on.
I'm fine with that.
Try it out. Cool. So what else you got going on, man?
Not much. I'm still like unpacking my apartment. I
Yeah.
just now got like the basics done, and this place is so nice compared to my last
Right.
place. My
It's
last
too
place
big,
was all
right?
like Hmm?
It's a 2-bedroom now, right?
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. That way, when my parents come visit, they don't kick me out of my own bed.
That's
They
what
did
it
that
is.
every time in my old place. I would always end up
Yep.
on the couch or an air mattress in my own
In
apartment.
your own, yeah. And I can speak firsthand. Air mattresses suck, but you
Yep.
gotta do
Yeah.
what you
We
gotta do.
slept on one at my place.
I did 3 nights in a row,
Yep.
but no, that's awesome. And you're right. And are you on campus or are you just in the area?
I'm 2 miles away from campus.
Okay.
But like I'm north of campus and all my classes are on the north edge of campus, so it's not bad.
Okay. And are you going?
Even
Are you going to class when it starts up, or are you
yeah, I
gonna?
have two. They call it blended, so half online, half in person,
Okay.
and then three online completely.
Okay. That's not bad.
Yeah, and then hopefully I can be working a lot. I got a interview with a real estate company on Thursday.
That's awesome.
I'm hoping to start doing that,
Right.
especially since I can work full time with mostly online classes.
Right. That's gonna be awesome, dude. The area up there is so nice. So hopefully you'll be able to make some good change doing that.
Hopefully,
Are
'cause
you
I'm
gonna try and work the Auburn area?
yeah,
Okay.
Auburn, and then there's an area like about 30 minutes north of here called Lake Martin, or not north, west. I'm
Okay.
a millennial. I don't know those things. But yeah, about 30 miles
Young buck.
west. Yeah, it's called Lake Martin, and it's all like high-end lake houses and stuff. So
Okay.
if I get in on that area, that'd be
Just
nice.
sell one. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah,
Just
just
sell one. That's all
one
you
like
need.
a month or every 2 months, I'll be
Right.
set.
My grandma was a realtor down here in Gulfport. She was a real good one too. Like she did a lot of the condos to the older people. And I remember she would hold open houses when I was a kid and I would go and just like hang out, watch people come
Yeah.
in. And it was so much fun. It got to a point that like even now on a Sunday, if I'm off and I have Kenzie, we'll go to church, we'll go to lunch, and then it's like, let's go look for an open house. And we just go walk
Right?
in open house and stuff. It's so much fun. The only problem is I spent a few years working with my buddy Paul doing like home remodeling.
Okay.
So like there's times we go to an open house and they're like, oh yeah, it's 500,000 for sale. This, and I'm like, really? You didn't even finish that up there? And I was like, that's falling apart over there. Like I start picking it
Yeah.
apart. They're like, could you leave? Sorry.
People walking in, they're like, "Hey, yeah, listen to what he's pointing out."
Right? They're like, you're right. It isn't finished. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. But real
Yeah.
estate down here is just so expensive. So
It's insane. And even like being a real estate agent down there is there's so many people trying to do it. It's just so much competition to even get sales.
right. I feel like down here in Florida, especially for my generation of guys, real estate, being a real estate agent almost was our version of becoming a doctor. It's like, oh, I made it in the world. I became a real estate agent. Like, no, that doesn't count. Like, you're gonna get paid, but you didn't peak. Like, but
Mhm.
that during my generation, a lot of dudes from my high school ended up going into it.
Okay.
So
Yeah, no,
I thought about it.
yeah, there's not a lot of people nowadays that I hear or like talk to that talk
Right.
about real estate. So I'm like, I'm
It's
19, I'm gonna jump on it now and just get a head
exactly
start.
get that name out there,
Absolutely.
especially because if it gets out there, ain't nobody gonna forget Klimp.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a name right there.
They'll forget how to spell it, but they won't forget the name.
The Clemp, is that a no?
Yeah, I get that a lot. I've
Hey,
had people spell like clump or like
yeah.
I've
How
had
do
someone
they
put
change
blimp
a letter?
before.
Like I don't get that. Like my last name is spelled Cottrell. And in high school, people are like Mr. Cantrell. I'm like, where'd you put an A and an N from? Like
Right?
it's in front of you, and you're my
Exactly.
teacher. Whatever.
Or every time you get a substitute and it's
Oh,
just not even close on every name.
right. Yeah, substitutes didn't last very long in my high school. We had a dude that whistled really good, and he would just sit there looking down his paper, and he'd like whistle like a bird, and we'd look. Substitute would be like, just like looking all around. It's like this dude's gonna lose his mind.
Yeah, in my high school, the most fun thing to do was switch names. We'd always we knew we had a sub the next day, so we'd be like, all right, I'm you, you're me, and
I
then
mean, it'd be funnier though if the guys took some of the girls' names. Jessica,
yeah,
here.
we did that. Yeah, it's like Alicia here. It's like the biggest dude in the class. It's like
Right?
what?
What? Mama didn't like me much. No, that's good stuff. You obviously I know this because of your sister, but you were a big football dude going all the
Yeah.
way through high school basically, right?
Yeah. I miss it a lot,
Right?
but I don't miss the injuries. And then that was the main reason I didn't play in college because I thought about walking on at Auburn. I'm like, one, how much time it takes, like 6 a.m. practices, 5 days a week. I'm like, I'd rather just like have a life.
Right. Not only that, but like, I just got to meet you recently face to face finally, just a few weeks ago, and then we got to hang out a couple weeks ago up in Alabama. And compared to your high school pictures, dude, you've thinned and toned down so much.
I'm little less than 70 pounds less than what I was in high school.
Because you were an offensive lineman.
Yeah.
So, like, just think of the size of the college guys and what you'd have to do just to maintain that size again.
Right? It was
That's
actually
that's
funny.
a job. Oh,
One of the movers that we hired to help us move into my apartment, because I'm on the second floor and then my bedroom's on another floor up. And so one of the movers
fancy.
was actually one of the Auburn athletics trainers. And like,
Oh
and
shit.
so I was talking to him and he was talking to like guys coming out of high school like 350. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
No.
And
Well,
like,
you can still long snap though.
yeah, that's true, but I got to get past the linebackers to run for the return man.
You just might get hit a lot.
Yeah, Bob
Snap,
and weave.
move.
Just But a fun fact, he's actually one of the top defensive linemen in D1 football right now. He plays for Oregon Ducks. His name's Jordan Scott. He played for Pinellas Park High School.
Mhm.
And my sophomore year of high school, I was first year on varsity. I was starting, going against him. And he was like, obviously Oregon Ducks. He's a big dude. He was
right.
very good in high school. And he threw me like a rag doll. Like, there's actually on film, sadly, Coach put it on the replay about 5 times. He literally picked me up by my neck and threw me.
Oh.
Because my sophomore year, I was barely 200 pounds.
Right.
And then he's like probably 300 plus, about to go to, I think that was his senior year, actually. So he's about to go play D1 football. And I'm just like,
Hi, sir. How are you? So, Dalton, your job is to protect the quarterback from him. Nope.
Yep, nope.
It's not going to happen.
I'll just tell him on the first play, just get your knees ready because I'm diving for him every play.
Right. Do what you can.
Right.
I never played football. I was always a baseball guy. And I just know some of the injuries I had and just devastating and so bad. I can't imagine some of the shit you had to go through. Aside from got to easily be a good 5-6 concussions without you even knowing.
Yeah, I only have one diagnosed,
Right.
but I can guarantee I had a minimum of 3 or 4 more.
Right. What was there any other kind of like big injury that you had to deal with?
I've injured the same ankle 7 times between middle school and the end of high school.
Oh.
One time it took me out, I think, about 2 weeks in sophomore year of high school, or it might have been junior year. It was one of those years. But yeah, I was out 2 weeks with a big brace on my leg.
Damn. That's gonna hurt you too. As you get older, you're gonna feel that, and you're like deep in your ankle when it gets cold.
Oh yeah,
out
I
and
mean,
stuff.
I can sit here and move my foot and it pops the whole time. Like, it's
Oh,
messed up. I
That
got
sucks.
the stereotypical lineman knees.
Right.
Those I just walk downhill and they're like, no, not today.
No. Just,
Like,
we're done.
retry. Like when we were hiking,
Dude,
my
I
knees
paid
are
for that the rest of
done.
the freaking vacation. Yeah, your sister's foot still hurts, dude.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I told her, I was like, go to the doctor. She's like, why? I'm like, because you're still talking about how it hurts.
Yeah, that's a
She's
Klimt
like,
thing.
Right? The stubbornness.
Doctors are just not in the picture.
She's like, all they're going to do is tell me to put my foot up and take medicine. I'm already doing that. I was like, are you taking
For a
medicine?
$25
No.
copay.
Right? I'm like, well, are you putting your foot up? No.
Oh. Maybe
That's on
you
you.
need to be told.
That's what I'm saying. She's not icing it as much, she said, but she needs to do something.
I can't lie, though. I'm the same way.
Right.
But also, I don't trust doctors as much anymore because last year, first year of college, well, actual college, getting the groove of things, first semester, finals coming up, I get mono. I go to the doctor.
Who you been kissing? You gotta
Yeah,
check who you're hanging out with.
yeah, I know. But I go to the doctor when it first started hitting me hard. They diagnosed me with strep. Yeah, misdiagnosed me.
Yeah, that's a big misdiagnosis.
Yeah. A week later, I'm probably double like worse. Like just dying. Like I literally was on my couch and didn't move for about a week.
Oh gosh.
Like I had to miss classes and everything. And then I go back, I'm like, what's going on? They're like, all right, let's take blood. They're like, and the doctor came back, he's like, yeah, my bad. I'm like, what?
It's not
That's
just your bad, dude.
exactly. So I had to take every final with mono, hoping I didn't give it. I probably gave it to some people, to be
Well,
honest.
yeah,
But
for sure. That doctor sucks. Can you
yeah,
imagine just being like, you just got the flu? Oh,
yeah.
my bad, it's cancer. No, that's you don't
Wait
just
a minute.
yeah, it's not a my bad kind of thing.
Exactly.
Oh wow, that's rough.
Yeah, because they had me taking like the wrong medicine, which I think is what actually made me worse.
Right?
And so I was like, really? So I'm like, yeah, I'm not going back to the University Med Clinic. I'll go find my own doctor.
Yeah, that's smart play on that one. Um, you said you played. Where did you play high school ball? Because you guys lived down here for a little while here in
Yeah,
Florida.
we moved a week after my high school graduation.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, so I played at Countryside High School.
okay. So you were down here at Countryside.
Yep.
Ugh.
It's funny, like, because I keep up with like all my football coaches and like some of my friends that still go there. That school is going downhill.
Yeah,
Bad.
I imagine.
Like
It's
I can just tell like people like the good teachers are all leaving and stuff. I'm like, I'm happy I
right,
graduated when I did.
right. I'll tell you what's funny is I'm pretty sure everybody says this. Rearrange some stuff there. Sorry.
You
Because
good?
I know when I was 19 and I was like fresh out of high school, I had a couple guys I worked with at the recreation center who were like in their late 20s, early 30s, and they were like, "Man, if I could go back to high school," I'm like, "You're dumb." Like immediately in my head, I'm like, "I just got out. Like, you're dumb." And I always remember that because like as even up to like probably 5 years ago to now, I'm like thinking, "Man, if I could go back to high school."
Yeah.
Like, if I go back to high school knowing everything would end up exactly how it is now, but I could just do whatever I want there, it would be so different. It would be
Oh yeah.
straight A's and a lot more fun. Because all I did was play baseball and work. Like that was basically it. I did not do good in high school, and especially with my math because I knew the math teacher really well. She's family. She's kind of technically related through marriage,
Oh,
and then
okay.
but she was the math teacher. It's like, Ricky, you gotta do your homework because you're not gonna have a calculator everywhere you go. And I'm like, yeah, I do.
Bet.
As a matter of fact, I do have one everywhere I go. And
Exactly. Or you got
so
the
it's
Apple Watches now, even got them.
yeah, even on the little watch, it's everywhere. And so I would really like to do a couple things different. So it's funny knowing that like right now you're like, oh, I'm glad I graduated when I did, and this 10 years from now you're gonna be like, I wish I could do like two
Yep.
years, but at least like because there's so many people like I don't talk to anymore from high school, and it sucks. And I just one of my buddies, the one that I told you that lived in Washington. I mean, he's probably one of the only ones I still talk to from high school, and that's still just occasionally.
Yeah, I
But
think I got a few friends I still talk to, and one, my buddy Dalton.
right,
I talk to him almost every day. But like the number of friends I had during high school and now, just like
dude,
already.
it's ridiculous. Yeah, I couldn't fathom that while I was in high school. That it's like your friend group shrinks and all this. I'm like, "Pff, I got a ton of friends, and then now people are like, who's your friend? I'm like,
Yeah, it's
right
like
there. It's like
I only
I got
need
like
one hand
3 or 4.
now.
Yeah, and it's like, and as an adult, you can't do like what you did as get like. If I did the same thing I did when I was like 8 or 9, I'd get punched in the face. If I just walked up to a guy and I was like, "What's up, dude? You want to be my friend?" Right in the face. Like you can't do that anymore. Like it's
Yeah.
hard to make friends when you get older.
Yeah, now with Corona, if you walk up to someone, you have a chance of getting hit in the
Right?
face. It's like you're
Just stay
within 6 feet.
close. Yeah, right. Back up. Oh
Right.
man, I
It's
got a
crazy
great.
to me. Oh, go
Go ahead.
ahead. Well, it's crazy. I
I
was gonna say that it's crazy. All right, you go
we
first.
know
It's your
we
podcast. You go first.
we noticed this when I was up there visiting. Is our brains are oddly on the same freaking road at the same time.
Yep.
All I was saying is like the 6 feet thing. When Erica and I went to the Coke factory while we were in Georgia, there was a big long piece of tape that said "Stay 6 feet back," and Kenzie went to the end of it and put her hand up and said, "Take a picture." So I got this cool picture of her, like Iron
That's
Man in
awesome.
it. Really cool.
Yeah. It's crazy to me the people that like the mask wearing just doesn't get here to them, or like, and now that like I've been doing a lot of shopping, just getting stuff from my apartment, the people I see with mask like on their chin, like not even covering their mouth or nose, I'm like, what's the point of even having it on in the first place?
It's just, and like here's the thing is like I look at so many different sides of arguments of things. So you look in there
Yeah,
and
I'm the
there's
same way.
like you're like, well, when you deal with smoke, you wear this big mask. If you're dealing with like paint fumes, you deal with another mask. And it's like, but why are we wearing this little thin mask for the most dangerous virus in the world? It's like, who cares? CDC's recommending it. Just fucking do it.
Yeah,
You
even
know?
like it's not gonna stop it, but it's gonna lessen your chances.
And
So
people are
any
like,
per
yeah. People are
yeah,
like, the government's trying to control us. I'm like, the government already controls you. You have a
yeah,
number that literally lets them watch what you do. It's called a social security number.
yeah. They might
They,
as well just
they,
tattoo it on our foreheads when we're born.
it's like they've controlled you since you were born. Get over it. Like they're not going to
Exactly.
control you by you wearing a damn mask.
Exactly. It's
And
like
it,
any percentage that I can get that will lessen my chances, I would take it.
exactly. Because you can easily get it and be fine, but that doesn't mean that
Exactly.
you're not going to pass it on.
Mhm.
You
Oh yeah, I've
know?
had one, maybe two friends that have had it and didn't even know they had it until they had to get tested.
Yep.
There's not even one symptom.
Yeah. It's a weird virus. And then a lot of people are like, well, more people die from the common flu. It's like, well, yeah, that's been around longer. It's
Exactly.
like
Yeah, it hasn't even
that
been 6 months with this.
like the common flu has had years to mutate and find different ways to disable your system, whereas this is just starting. And it does feel like a lot of things are kind of coming back to normal, even though like here in Florida the numbers have gone down a little. We're under 10,000 a day.
Okay, that's
uh,
good.
we're I see a lot of like playgrounds opening up and stuff like that, so I can sense that we're going back to a more, I think once they finish this vaccine thing, it's going to be just go with it, open
Yeah.
everything up, and if you get it, go take the vaccine kind of deal, and then it's just going to be a part of our life. It's going to be another
Right.
swine flu, and now beer flu. So it's just, and that's another thing is like you look at the politics of it, and because I try my best to stay away from political talk, because I'm so much in the middle. Because
No,
I'll
I'm
hear
the
like
exact same way. Why are
I'll
we
hear
so similar?
right, right, it hurts. I'll hear one side say something. I'm like, that makes a lot of sense, and then they'll say something. I'm like, well, yeah, that makes sense too. And I'm just like, whoever makes the most sense, that's kind of good for me.
Yeah.
But like, you look at like number stuff and stop just looking at the fact that you hate the guy that sits in the chair right now.
Mm,
Everybody's gonna look at that part. Take it that way, and you look at like when H1N1 started, the swine flu,
mm.
it killed so many more than the corona did, but yet nobody attacked Barack for it. It's like, because he can't control it. Why? It's not like Trump said, you know what, let's just throw a virus out there,
Yeah.
you know.
And like, and I hate the people that have the mentality of, I'm this party, so I'm gonna vote for this person because they're this party.
Hmm.
Not, let me actually look at this person, compare them to the other people, and then make a decision.
Right, exactly.
And
I
that's on
am
both sides too. I've talked to people and just seen people, and it's like, really? It's like, why?
I'm registered as a Democrat, but I look at like the parties, and so like when Barack was going against his first election, and he went against shit, what was that old man's name? I'm drawing a blank. Anyway, I didn't vote for Barack that first time, and then his second term he went against Mitt,
Romney?
Mitt Romney, and I was like, so hey, this dude's really not as much a politician, and I was like, I don't even think I voted that time, which every vote counts,
Mhm.
but And then you get Hillary against Donald, and I'm like, at that point, it wasn't even politics for me. It was like, we need a change of pace.
Yeah.
Maybe this is what we need. Hillary's going to be the same exact thing that Barack was. And while a lot of things seemed okay, there was a lot of like stuff going on across seas that we were dealing with, and you haven't heard any of that in 4 years. You know what I mean?
Right.
No ISIS attacks, no threats, none of that. And then and I'm not saying that like Trump's the best, because he needs to delete his Twitter. He's a dummy.
Yes.
He's a dummy.
Twitter just needs to like grow a parent, just delete his account.
Just kick him out.
Yeah, who cares if he's the president? You can do it.
Yeah, exactly. But like you look, and the dude takes the presidential salary every year and donates it to the VA or donates it to something to do with the military. And then, you have people talking about, well, North Korea is going to bomb us and they hate us, and North Korea is going to do this. So Trump's like, okay. He flies over there and shakes the dude's hand, squashes beef, and everyone's like, oh, he shouldn't have done that. What the fuck do you want from the guy?
If North Korea wanted to, they would have already.
North Korea. See, this is where I'm going to get attacked here, because I'm talking about North Korea online, so they're about to. I know North Korea is listening, but to me, it almost feels like they're the kid at the playground who wants to fit in. So like all the other countries are like, well, we got our nuclear stuff, and he's like, I have nuclear stuff too.
Yeah.
It's just
bigger. See the big red button?
Yeah, I have one too, and we're like, okay, sure you do. Well, like my buddy was talking about it also, my buddy Brian, and even if they tried to attack one thing, their military doesn't stand a chance. They have no Navy at all. So they have no Air Force. We would destroy them on that point. They would have to launch.
Military alone versus almost any country is just leaps and bounds above.
Right. And then you have people that are saying like China wants to have beef, and I'm like, you realize the United States owes China so much money that we are their bitch. They're not going to declare war on us because we owe them money, and they know that.
Exactly.
They're not.
Yeah, if they're going to do anything, they're going to say, pay up.
Exactly. And then you got this upcoming election, and I'm like, do I want to see Donald in another 4 years? The reason why I don't is because I don't want to hear people bitching anymore. I'm tired of it. But do I want some child sniffer who's actually racist?
Signs of it coming.
That dude's racist as hell.
Yeah.
Like
people say everyone's always bashing Trump. Oh, he's a racist. He's a child predator. Look at Biden.
Yeah, dude, Biden's ridiculous, man. And like Trump's done more for the African American community than anybody.
Oh yeah.
And it's just, you look at Biden, and what's the thing he just says? He totally, I think, lost that vote, because he said all African Americans vote the same, and once they pick somebody that the 90% stick with it, it's the Mexicans I have to go after because they have different views. And I'm like, do you realize what you're saying? Like, do you have a publicist that helps you?
Right.
Because you're just, and then every video that comes out of him like sniffing the little girl's head, I just want to punch him in the head.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, cause especially you having a daughter. I mean.
Yeah, it creeps me out, the video, and it's just I can't put my vote on him just off that alone. There's no chance I vote for him.
And he said something. I'm probably gonna get this quote wrong, but he said something, and I literally just like I look at him different now, just because it was like. He's like, there was smart kids and there's black kids, or something along the lines like that.
What?
Like I'm probably
No, it's probably right.
Along those lines, but
right.
He may not have been those exact words. But I'm like, no, not my president.
No, not at all. And it's just, I honestly feel like no matter how much hate you've heard for the past 4 years, I've seen a lot more people who used to be Democrats now saying, oh no, I support Trump, and they've turned a page more than you've seen people that said, I voted for Trump, now I'm not going to. He still has the same supporters, and now he's gained more. It's like,
right.
And it's just, and I look at like Obama as a representation of America. He was good. He was very well spoken. He had a good look. He had
a good
very
face of America.
Yeah. He was very casual about things, and it's just, but like, Trump came in and he just started putting in work like a businessman, and that's kind of what we needed. And
I
don't know.
You and me had said this when you were in Alabama. It's like Trump's behind the scenes stuff is better but he's not as good of a face.
Right.
And then Obama's the opposite.
Right. So if you'd have taken Trump's like stuff he did in office and let Obama talk, we'd be fine.
Yeah.
People wouldn't care.
That's a 8-year, 2-term president for sure,
Right.
like guaranteed.
Yeah, it's a hot mess right now, and I'm just ready for 2020 to be over.
Yeah, I think everyone can agree with that. That's for sure.
It's gonna be
It
the
is
biggest New
difficult.
Year's Eve ever.
Yeah.
People are gonna be so hyped to count down.
I saw the meme. It was like it gets to like 12:59, and then on New Year's Eve, and then it goes 12:60. It's like
Oh
no.
no! Oh, I hope not.
All right,
I just saw.
I'm at 11.
Yeah, 1160. Right.
Yeah.
I just saw. I don't remember what was on, but New Zealand just celebrated 100 days of no new corona cases.
Jeez.
I was like, what are they doing right? Like,
Right?
so they're literally completely open. Everybody's out doing what they used to do, no masks, and they're living life. And I'm like,
That's interesting.
whereas the United States, all of us were like, it's a virus. Like, let me touch it. So
Goes to Walmart and just
Yeah,
everything on every
exactly.
shelf.
That's the thing is like everyone's like, well, we went into quarantine. I'm like, did we?
Yeah,
I'm like,
that was.
I went out for like groceries once, and there were still just as many cars on the road.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I remember when quarantine like first like started. It was spring break for me, and my buddy Dalton came up to town, or he was in Ohio, so came down to town. Um, and I was dropping him off at the airport. He had a 6 a.m. flight for some reason, and so I had to drive from Auburn to Atlanta, which is about an hour and a half, like early in the
Yep.
morning. So I got back. I'm like, you know what, quarantine's starting. I'm gonna stock up on some food. At least have something in case stores close. Because then that we didn't know if like Walmart
Right.
was gonna be shut down. I went in there. That was one of the busiest times I've ever seen Walmart.
It was
And
like
I'm
Christmas.
we're technically in a quarantine. I was just going because I'm a college student. I didn't have much food, so I'm like, I'm gonna get something to at least last me in case stores closed.
Right.
But it was packed, and the worst part about it was because it was when they just opened, it was only self checkout. So I literally had a buggy full, and so
That's
did everyone
dirty.
else. And so I had to get a second buggy to put the bags in
Right.
because I didn't have space in the original buggy.
That's rough. Oh,
Yeah, I'm ready for 2020. Can it just be 2021?
for real. Let's just get this year. Like, I'm afraid for Christmas. Like, how bad's it gonna
Yeah.
be? Like, Santa's gonna go on strike or something.
Yeah.
It's a good idea for some of the parents out there. I'm just saying.
Right?
Sorry, Santa went. It's a bad year. Santa went on strike.
Yeah, he wasn't feeling safe because of Corona.
Oh my God.
Hopefully
If you
by
see-
then we'll have a vaccine. By December.
Dude, if I see a Santa in a mall with a freaking mask on, I'm gonna lose it.
Fake beard, because majority of them are the pull
Right.
string or whatever. So fake beard and mustache, and the mask. That's gotta be.
Oh my God.
I don't
That's
know how that
gross.
guy's gonna breathe.
It's not gonna work. There's no way. I've seen you just talked. I thought about this because of the mask thing. There was a teacher that she teaches like special needs, and they have to see her face because that's how
Okay.
they're able to communicate. So she has like a mask with like a see-through
Well,
plastic
that's
piece.
pretty cool. Yeah.
I was like, that's not bad, because you gotta think there's a lot of deaf people that also read lips. So
Right.
that, I mean, at least people that are doing the masks and taking it serious are finding ways to still do what they have to do, but wear the
Exactly.
mask.
Yeah, they're not going, oh, no mask. They're
Right.
like, okay, how can I wear a mask and do this?
Right.
Those are
Exactly.
we need more of those kind of people.
They don't exist, man. Common sense is not common anymore, dude. At all.
They need to make like classes for common sense nowadays.
That should be a freaking class to take for real in
Honestly,
university.
surprised that's not a thing.
Common sense 101. Like, jeez. This is a book. Read from the beginning. Did it make you angry?
Yes.
Keep it to yourself.
Left to right.
Right. Jesus. That's the thing, is just like there's so many, and people are going to hate this too, but there's so many Karens out there from men to women.
Yeah,
And it's just like, it bothers me. I have to complain to somebody. Like, no, you don't. Shut up.
exactly. Or like,
That's
saw
coming from
this-
the guy who started a podcast to complain about shit.
and the one who's now starting one.
Right. So,
Like I saw a video. It was I don't know where, like what, it was in America, but I don't know what state it was. And it was a drive-through restaurant, and one of their rules is they were asking people to come through the drive-thru to wear a mask when they get to the window. Like, I understand it. I mean, you're not necessarily 6 feet away from the window person. So I'm like, that's understandable. Like, I would wear a mask if it was asked that I did. Oh, and it was just this Karen. You can't tell me to wear a mask in a drive-thru. And they're like, man, we had signs posted like on the menu before you get to the menu. It's like, and she was just going off. I'm like, for 30 seconds of wearing a mask, you're gonna do that?
Just put it on, pay, get your food, and get the fuck out. Like,
exactly. Like, I went to a drive-thru yesterday with my dad, and they were like, I don't even think it was 30 seconds. Like, I handed them cash. They like already had like change like almost ready, and they're like, here's your food, goodbye.
It's
I'm
fast
like,
food.
If I had to have a mask on, I wouldn't care for that.
Yeah.
Just real quick, on, thanks, off, drive.
I have to wear a mask for like basically 8 hours at work. If I'm in my office, if I'm on the sales floor, I have to have it on. Even today, like there's so many times I get to my car and I'm halfway home, I'm like, I'm still wearing my damn mask. Like,
exactly. I'm the same
I forget
way.
about it. It's insane right now. Just put it on. Just appease. Like, stop complaining. Do it. Just get it over with. Like, I don't know.
It's a weird normal that we're in right now.
Yeah, and it's gonna be the norm for the foreseeable future. Just like Nike says, just do it. Like,
exactly. Or to paraphrase what their slogan, just live with it. Like,
live with exactly.
Go with it.
Just it's what we got to do. And at this point, it's not gonna. There's just so much division in everything that you're gonna have to deal with people that aren't gonna do it.
Yeah. It's just rough.
It is.
And I'm interested how my in-class classes are going to be handled. And if I have any college Karens.
Oh, 100% you'll have.
Oh, I'm expecting it. I'm expecting, get my phone ready.
Yep. Mini Karens.
Film it going. Yep.
It's so bad. I just love that was the name that it became, because I have an ex named Karen, and I just think it's hilarious. Oh. She's got to hate it. She's a good woman too, but I feel bad that because she's nothing like what a Karen is.
Oh, okay.
But at work in retail, it's them when you see them. Oh, yeah. And they all have that stupid haircut.
Yeah,
I swear that little shaved in the back, and it comes down there. As soon as they walk in, I'm like, here we go. Yeah. And sure enough, they'll walk in like,
another one.
Is there a manager? I'm like,
yeah, don't even get even in the store yet. They're like, manager.
She just needs to wear a shirt that says it.
Yeah.
God, I had to deal with that when I was, because I used to work as a manager for Walgreens. My favorite thing, though, was if I was in the pharmacy doing stuff and I dealt with somebody and they didn't get what they wanted, they'd get so angry. They'd go all the way up to the front. By the time they got there, like, can you call a manager, please? And I'm like, I'd hear, manager at the front. I'm like, all right, I'll be right back. I'll start walking up front, and then they go. Yeah. I'm like, hi, I'm the manager. What do you want?
Yeah. When I worked at Home Depot and Lowe's, the Karens trying to buy like home improvement stuff and not knowing, like, not all the time, but a lot of them not even knowing a clue of what they're talking about.
Right.
And then I even had, like, it happened 1 or 2 different times, maybe like once at each store I worked at, and they were trying to tell me I was wrong. They're like, that's not right. I'm like, I'm the one that works here.
Right.
Like, almost full time, doing this every day.
Yep.
And you're coming in here like, no, you're wrong.
So I love that you get those, or it's the, well, that's not what your policy is. I'm like, if you know my policy, here's my badge. Go to work.
Yeah, yeah. Take my job for the rest of the hours.
Who looks up a policy of a business before they go in to complain? You got nothing to do.
I couldn't even tell you where to find a store's policy online.
Right. It's just all these people that have married somebody successful think they have the right to talk about something else because they didn't accomplish anything in their life.
Oh, that's one thing that peeves me so much is people that are successful or married to successful, or like even sometimes with wealthy people that have the idea of that doesn't apply to me.
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
I'm like,
slap him in the face.
Like, there's a country club. It's a restaurant, but it's called Country Club, and it's like in the rich area of Auburn. And we drove past there, and it was probably like 50 people in a group outside, like doing cornhole and stuff like that. Like not at the tables. At the tables, I understand, but they were like in the recreational area of like the restaurant, like outside, like cornhole and stuff, and they're
Right.
all in a big group. No one's wearing a mask, and I'm like, I wouldn't even go to that restaurant.
Right. There was you know what Sturgis is, the big motorcycle rally that they have every. It happened, and not a single biker had a mask on, and there was just thousands. And I'm like, great to see them numbers jump. I'm telling you, you might not die from it, you might not even have a bad symptom of it, but the numbers going up is what's keeping the government doing what they're doing. If you want the government to stop, follow the directions.
Exactly.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Oh, what are we at? We're just at an hour almost, 59 minutes. Yeah. So before we wrap this up, try and jump on some Siege a little bit. Talk a little bit about your upcoming podcast. Let everyone know where you're going to find it. I'll have links below.
Yeah, so you can just, I'm assuming you can search YouTube. It's called the Klimpcast. Klimp and cast are one word. It's KLIMP, because probably majority of you are going to spell it wrong the first try. Most people do, so I'm not offended. But it's the Klimpcast. I'm gonna try to do a lot of sports, because just me being me, I love every sport pretty much. And so do a lot of sports, just talking about it, making jokes, making fun of people. That's always fun. And so doing that kind of stuff. I may even do something like what me and Rick did today. Heck, I'll probably have you guest on there.
I hope so.
I actually thought of an idea that might actually be harder than Marvel or than the Avengers that we did. So you want to know it? So you can go and start thinking about it?
Let's go ahead. So what's your idea?
Recasting, if they remade all of them or haven't made them at all in their casting form nowadays, episodes 1 through whatever we decide of Star Wars.
Ooh. So we'll go all the way. Let's do 1 through 6.
Okay.
The original trilogy and then the prequel, because the new ones are still fairly new.
Yeah.
Ooh. You know what? If we do that one, we're gonna have to do it on mine also, on my channel, because my buddy Brian will definitely want to be a part of that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm down.
So he's the one that said you can't play Siege because your accent's not thick enough. So you better get that draw.
Hey, I can work on it, y'all. Don't worry.
There it is. That's awesome. All right, guys, definitely check out the Klimpcast. Hopefully, it's going to be getting up and going real soon. And
I might actually try to do an episode tomorrow talking about the basketball bubble. So y'all check that out if I get it up. And I'm doing the same thing Rick's doing with Anchor. So I'm going to be on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, all those things.
Awesome. I'll have the link below to the YouTube channel. As soon as he gets the Spotify links, I'm going to get them all down there. It'll sit down there. I'll keep it down there the whole time. So, once again, Dalton, man, thanks for jumping on, bro. It's been a long time.
Thanks for having me, man. Yeah,
man.
Had a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. We're going to have to jump over to Xbox now.
Yep.
All right, man.
All right, see ya.
See ya.